tear many families apart. If you have children of almost any age, you probably won't need telling about the pull of computer games. Many children play on them for hours on end, often neglecting their schoolwork and skipping meals.
Yes, such is the concern. The World Health Organization has now classified video gaming addiction as a mental health problem. In the first of two special reports, Rachel Townsend looks at the psychological effects gaming can have on youngsters and their families.
Twins Jack and Oliver love gaming. From FIFA to Fortnite, once the game starts, they're hooked. Their parents ensure their time is limited, but negotiating when that time is up is getting harder.
You get quite a bad reaction if they're in the middle of a game. One of them certainly has a meltdown. The other one is a bit more conducive to coming off when we ask him to come off. But one of them, well, he just gets very, very upset.
How does that manifest itself?
You can almost see the emotion well up in his face, to the point, not so much of tears, but tears of frustration or tears of anger. You know he's at the point where he probably wants to pick up his control and throw it at me.
Child psychologists argue the games tap into the reward pathway of the brain, instantly absorbing players. And problems can arise when that thrill is taken away.
The brain releases dopamine, which is a pleasure chemical. It's also a chemical of drive and motivation. So that's a big part of the reward circuit. So while you're playing a game, you're driven and motivated to do more and do better. So if that's suddenly taken away from you with no warning, then you can feel a bit despondent. I think the difference with an adult is that we have a little bit more of self-control, and children, of course, are developing that control.
What else did you feel?
But Dr. Amran Ali believes talk of gaming disorders is unhelpful. He lectures creative media at Salford University and says history is littered with technological advances. Computer gaming is just another.
I'd say that the argument 60 years against radio were the same, 50 years ago against rock and roll, and then TV, and then the internet. So as times change, interests change, passions change, and games are a very contemporary hobby and interest.
Is there a danger when children become more interested in a virtual world than they do their own world?
This is an extension of reading. When you read Lord of the Rings, you're spending countless hours imagining you're in the Shire and imagining, so you are essentially in a virtual world and an imagined world. Games are no different.
But many believe the pull of computer games and its effect on moods is uncomparable to other forms of entertainment.
I always figured we'd be the sort of parent that would be able to say our children won't play computer games at 8-year-old. They'll be busy in the garden all the time and they'll be busy doing lots of active fun things. But unfortunately, there's no getting away from it, and children are getting younger and younger and more involved from a younger age. I just hope, it doesn't get any worse than it is now.
Oh dear, meant for a goal.
Andrea and Andy ensure their boys get plenty of exercise and stay healthy. But as they and the peer pressure on them grows, the challenge to keep them off the console is not one they're looking forward to. Rachel Townsend, ITV News.
Okay, on to some sport.